people out there are robbed, destroyed, pillaged, and have not repented. Don't get me wrong, Nathan should still face consequences that are meaningful and relevant to his offense. Volunteer work finds community building activities, but he should not be banned from his chosen sport. Why not? I mean, I'm not saying I disagree with him, and I think that this is a hard conversation we all have to have, not just with each other, but with our kids. Because he wasn't the only one by any means, but, you know, there have to be consequences, and for anyone else who's out there who's caught up in a similar situation down the road, whether it's as large as this, or, you know, we've had a rich history with this, from the Kelowna Regatta to the Sandcastle competition to, you know, the old Sea Festival, certainly the '94 riot. You know, maybe, not suggesting you make an example of them, but I think in the debate is, the consequence is, you know what, you do get kicked off. We struggle with this in sports all the time. How much do you want to win? And how much do you want someone to represent your country? And will people out here want Nathan Kotelik to represent their country? That's a great question.
I agree with that, with what he wrote. I don't think he should be. I think he should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I mean, what he did is awful, and I think they should do everything they can, and I'd like to see his family pay for that car as well. But I think playing Olympic caliber sport is a very positive thing, and I think it might be, I think it's very positive, and I think that we should perhaps not take that away from him, because I think that would in fact, as he says, keep him on the straight and narrow.
Well, and I remember hosting shows in that first week of the Beijing Games where we as a country just ate our own because we didn't have any success. And so, as you said, on one hand, we want our athletes to be successful. We want to see Canada compete on the world stage. If this guy, and I don't know, I mean, until he was identified, nobody, you know, outside of the water polo circuit had heard of him, but I don't know if he's the best water polo player we've got in the country. But to what length should we go then to build our Olympic program, to have success at the Olympic level, but at the same time, mixing that with, you know, the price that he's got to pay individually?
Yeah, and we struggle with this in sports all the time. There's double standards all over the place. I mean, you know, when you talk about the Olympic movement, anyone who uses any sort of performance-enhancing drug is just a monster, and get him away. I don't want him wearing Canadian colors. You look at how we look back on Ben Johnson and everything else. Is that worse than trying to blow up a police car? I recognize one's premeditated, and you say it's a form of cheating. Another's a violent act, but done in the heat of the moment, and obviously he'll fought out, but probably not premeditated. So we never know where this line is, and it changes from sport to sport. You know, I do think
Water
that there is a
polo
lot
boy
of
had a backpack on, man. He was going to cause shit down there, man.
And that's the big thing here is,
now his parents have fled their house because of the vigilante-type Facebook crap going on where there are women calling women harsh names and complete racism in the comments. Facebook crowd is probably more dangerous than the actual riot.
There's no right answer here.
Do we know, is there anything in the COC charter that prohibits convicted